All right, we are back for our sentences. And so remember, we began with fuel, and we said that fuel was a material, a liquid material to be, more like a oily substance. I guess we could have used a liquidy substance used to provide heat or power. I think when we were talking about the words and definitions, we said that it is usually burned to provide the heat or power. So my car needs fuel in order to move. Makes perfect sense to me. I mean, we do have electric cars now, but let's not push our luck. All right, what about our word strand? When we think about strand, maybe a strand of hair or a strand of yarn or a strand of thread. So it's a very thin substance, length of material. And so I could say a strand of my hair got stuck in my helmet. Sometimes Mrs. Heck's strand of hair gets stuck in her mask. And it looks funny because, my masks are clear. So, all right, what about peak? Remember we talked about the peak being the top point of Mount Everest, the maximum that you can reach. And so sometimes we say that when runners peak, they're at their fastest running point. So peak is the maximum. And we could use the sentence, we knew summer was at its peak because it was so hot outside. So it was at its maximum heat. And then we have treasure. And of course, when we think of treasure, we're thinking, ooh, like the pirate and monetary money value. But we're not talking about that treasure. We're talking about how you treasure someone. So it's actually the act of treasuring. And our definition was love and care that you're giving someone. And so you treasure your downtime. You really love or care for your downtime. You want that away from school time. So I will always treasure my favorite stuffed animal. And then we have gather. And so usually when we're gathering something, we're pulling it together. And that's what we're doing. We're coming together. We're gathering, kind of like what we do on Thanksgiving and Easter. We gather with our families. And so I will gather all my blocks and put them in a bucket. And then I think that was our last word. So we will move on to our synonyms and antonyms in our next video.